Hello, good morning, students. How are you? Our today's new topic is the USA geographical position, population, and grammatical topic is wishes and hypotheses. Our today's plan, geographical position and general characteristics, climate, mountains, tablelands, plains and lowlands, water resources, mineral resources, administrative and regional division. The USA is the fourth largest nation in the world. The United States of America is washed by Atlantic Ocean, the Pacific Ocean, the Arctic Ocean, and the Gulf of Mexico. The total area of the USA is 9,835,000 square kilometers. The land in the United States of America varies from heavy parts covering 2,104 million hectares to barren deserts, from high-peaked mountains to deep canyons. Death Valley in California is 1,064 meters below sea level. Climate. America is a land of physical contrasts, including the weather. The southern parts of Florida, Texas, California, and the entire state of Hawaii have warm temperatures year-round. Most of the United States is in the temperate zone, with 4 distinct seasons and varying numbers of hot and cold days each season, while the northern tier of states and Alaska have extremely cold winters. The biggest mountains in the USA are the Rocky Mountains, the Appalachian Mountains, the Cascade Mountains, the Sierra Nevada Mountains, the Coast Ranges. Rocky Mountains are known as the backbone of the continent, of the continental divide. The Appalachian, which run roughly parallel to the east coast, are old mountains with many coal-rich valleys between them. The Coast Ranges lie west of the Pacific Valley at the edge of the Pacific Ocean. The Cascade Mountains extend from the Canadian border southward to Washington and Oregon. There are large gold deposits, the Sierra Nevada Mountains. Tablelands, plains, and the lowlands are the Central Lowlands, the Colorado Plateau, the Great Plains. The Central Lowlands are the territory between the Appalachian Mountains and the Missouri. The Great Tableland, through which the Colorado River has carved deep canyons, is called the Colorado Plateau. The Great Plains are situated west of the Central Lowlands. Next one is water resources. The United States is also a land of bountiful rivers and lakes. The biggest U.S. rivers are the Mississippi, the Missouri, the Columbia, the Colorado, and the Rio Grande. The Great Lakes are Lake Superior, Lake Michigan, Lake Huron, Lake Erie, and Lake Ontario. One common grouping creates 6 regions. They are New England, made up of the northernmost 5 states along the Atlantic seaboard, plus Vermont and parts of New York. The Middle Atlantic region, composed of the New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Delaware, and Maryland. The South, which runs from Virginia south to Florida and then west as far as central Texas. The region also takes in West Virginia, Kentucky, Tennessee, Arkansas, Louisiana, and large parts of Missouri and Oklahoma. The Midwest, a broad collection of states sweeping westward from Ohio to Nebraska and southward from North Dakota to Kansas, including eastern Colorado. The Southwest, made up of the western Texas, portions of the Oklahoma, New Mexico, Arizona, Nevada, and the southern interior area of California. The West, comprising Colorado, Wyoming, Montana, Utah, California, Nevada, Idaho, Oregon, Washington, Alaska, and Hawaii. Okay, students, we will watch video lesson about our grammatical topic.
Much for clicking on the video. My name is Rohit. Welcome to Grammar-Fit English Made Easy. Today we are going to talk about wishes and hypotheses. Wishes are wishes of hope or desire for something. Hypotheses, things that we imagine. Let's start learning. Number one, we use past tense models, would and could, to talk about wishes for the future. So let's say, my present situation is not good, and I really wish that it would change in future. Let's take a look at the first example. Let's say I'm working somewhere and I don't like my work. So I wish I could get a better job in future. Let's take a look at the second example. That's a dreadful noise in the background. I'm sure you could hear that. So I really wish it would stop soon. I always have to get home early. My parents don't allow me to stay out after 8 o'clock in the evening, and I wish my parents would let me stay out late. So I really want things to change in the future. So I use would and could to talk about wishes for the future. I could say, I am working somewhere. Okay, we have already taken it. Let's say I have a friend or a girlfriend. She's okay, she's not faithful. So I can say I have a girlfriend, but I really wish I could find someone good, someone honest, someone loving and caring. Let's take a look at the second point. We use past tense forms to talk about wishes for the present. So something is going on, right? But I'm not happy. So I wish the situation was different. Let's take a look. First example, I don't like this place. Let's say now I live in Delhi. It's the most polluted, crowded city in the world. So I wish I lived in somewhere more interesting. For example, Paris or London. Second example, these seats are very uncomfortable. I wish we were traveling first class. So, you're traveling by plane, you don't like your seats because you don't like your seats. It's very uncomfortable. And you wish you were traveling by first class. Unfortunately, you don't have money, so you can't do it. Everyone wishes they had more free time. Everyone is busy. They work very hard and they don't have time for their families and their friends. So they wish they had more free time. So at present, you do something, but you wish for something else, which is not going to happen, which is not true. Let's take another example. John wishes he wasn't so busy. So John is very busy in real, but he wishes that he wasn't so busy, so he could spend some time with his family and friends. I wish it wasn't so cold. So let's take a look. I'm in London. It's very cold, and I really wish it wasn't so cold. So I wish the situation was different at present. Number three, we use the past perfect to talk about wishes for the past that were not fulfilled. So you wanted something in the past, but it didn't happen. It didn't take place. But now you wish that things were different. Let's take a look. I wish I had worked harder when I was in school. So when you were at school, you didn't work hard, you didn't study hard, so you had to go to college, not the good one, because you couldn't score, above bar to get admission in a good college. So now at the present, you wish that you had done something better or different in the past, and your situation could be different. Mary wishes she had listened to what her mother told her. Let's say Mary did something bad in the past. Her mother tried to stop her, but she did not listen. And now she regrets. So she wishes that she had listened to her mother. I wish I hadn't spent so much money last month. Okay? My mother is asking me to go to another city with her, but I don't have money. So I have to take money from my mother, which is not good because I work. I should be spending my money. But unfortunately, I didn't save last month. That's why I don't have money right now. So now I wish that I hadn't spent so much money last month. So the things that you did or you didn't do in the past and now you regret for doing it and for not doing it. Let's take a look at hypothesis. That means the things that we imagine. We are talking about hypothesis here. Take a look at the first example. We use present tense forms after phrases like what if, in case, and suppose to talk about the future if we think it is likely to happen. The chances are very high that it will happen. Let's take a look. Those steps are dangerous. Suppose someone has an accident. That means it's very likely that someone might face an accident or meet an accident in the future because those steps are dangerous and not even. We should leave home early in case we are late. So if we don't leave early, we might miss our train or the plane. So the chances are very high that it might happen. Okay. Let's take a look at the second thing. We use past tense form to talk about the future, after, suppose, and what if to suggest something is not likely to happen. So in the last example, we talked about the things which were likely to happen, but now we are talking about things which are not likely to happen. Let's say it might be dangerous, suppose they got lost. So it's just a hypothesis that it might be dangerous if they got lost, but the situation is not likely to happen, right? It's just things that you imagine in the future, right? What if he lost his job? What would happen then? So this is a thing that you are just imagining, but the chances are very less and it's not likely to happen because he has a strong job, he's working hard, he's a top performer, his boss loves him, so he's not going to lose his job in the near future. Yeah, but this is just that we imagine. What if he lost his job? What would happen? Then we use models. For example, would, could for a hypothesis about the future. Let's say we can't all stay in a hotel. It would be very expensive. So this is a thing that you are imagining right now. Let's say you're going to Thailand and you are backpackers, you're students, you don't have much money. So now you all decide to stay at the hotel and it's going to be very expensive. So you say it would be very expensive if we all stay in the hotel. So what do? You decide to stay at the dormitory where you can share the same room with different beds. So you can save a lot of money. Second example, drive carefully, you could have an accident. So let's say you're driving with someone and somebody is driving you somewhere. You're sitting next to him, he's driving very fast. And you tell him, if you don't drive carefully, we could have an accident. So this is a thing that you imagine in future. Next example. We use would in the main clause. I hope you know the main clause is a clause which is independent. And the past, so you use would in the main clause. For example, I would always help. In the past, in a subordinate clause to talk about the imagined future. Subordinate is not an independent clause, so it needs a dependent clause to make some meaning. So green is an independent clause or subordinate clause. Let's take a look. I would always help someone who really needed help. I would also help someone if they really needed it. So these are the things that you imagine. for the future. So let's say you don't have a job and you find it very difficult to help someone financially, or let's say your parents. And you imagine the situation that, let's say, if you get a job in future, let's say after completing your studies or your college, and you say, I would always help my parents if they really needed my help. But you feel that it's not going to happen because they are well settled, they are saving money for the rainy day. So the chances are very less, but you are ready to help in future.
Okay, students. At home, I will give some tasks about today's topic. These are translating, writing, reading, and some tests and others. I hope our lesson was very interesting. See you soon. Goodbye.